American Beauty is a 1999 American psychological dark comedy drama film written by Alan Ball and directed by Sam Mendes in his feature directorial debut. Kevin Spacey stars as Lester Burnham, an advertising executive who has a midlife crisis when he becomes infatuated with his teenage daughter's best friend, played by Mina Suvari. Annette Bening stars as Lester's materialistic wife, Carolyn, and Thora Birch plays their insecure daughter, Jane. Wes Bentley, Chris Cooper, and Allison Janney co-star. Academics have described the film as satirizing how beauty and personal satisfaction are perceived by the American middle class. Further analysis has focused on the film's explorations of romantic and paternal love, sexuality, materialism, and self-liberation. After being filmed in California from December 1998 to February 1999, American Beauty was released by DreamWorks Pictures in North America on September 17, 1999, receiving widespread critical and popular acclaim. It was the second best-reviewed American film of the year behind being John Malkovich and grossed over $350 million worldwide against its $15 million budget, becoming the ninth highest-grossing film of 1999. DreamWorks launched a major campaign to increase American Beauty's chances of Oscar success following its controversial Best Picture snub for Saving Private Ryan, 1998, the previous year. At the 72nd Academy Awards, the film won 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, along with Best Director for Mendes, Best Actor for Spacey, Best Original Screenplay for Ball, and Best Cinematography for Hall. The film was nominated for and won many other awards and honors, mainly for directing, writing, and acting. Plot. Lester Burnham, a middle-aged media executive in suburbia, despises his job and is unhappily married to neurotic, status-obsessed Carolyn, a real estate salesperson. Their 16-year-old daughter and only child, Jane, resents her parents and has low self-esteem. Retired Marine Colonel Frank Fitz, his near-catatonic wife Barbara, and their teenage son Ricky move in next door. Ricky documents the world around him with a camcorder, collecting recordings on videotape in his bedroom as he finds beauty in unexpected places and things. He pays for supplies by dealing marijuana, using his part-time catering and waitstaff jobs as a front. A strict and abusive disciplinarian, Frank previously had Ricky sent to a psychiatric hospital and military school. Gay couple Jim Olmier and Jim Berkeley, also neighbors, welcome the Fitz family, angering the homophobic Frank. One evening during a cheerleading routine at a school basketball game, Lester becomes infatuated with Jane's friend Angela Hayes, who brags to her classmates about being sexually experienced. He starts having sexual fantasies about her, in which red rose petals are a recurring motif. Carolyn begins an affair with married real estate king Buddy Kane. Lester quits his job, blackmails his supervisor into giving him a generous severance package, and starts working as a fry cook at a fast food restaurant. He also buys his dream car, a 1970 Pontiac Firebird, and starts regularly exercising with coaching from the gyms after overhearing Angela teasing Jane that she would have sex with Lester if he improved his physique. He begins smoking marijuana supplied by Ricky and returning Angela's flirts. The girls' friendship wanes when Angela and Lester start having sexual interests in one another, and when Jane starts a relationship with Ricky. While Angela thinks he is strange, Jane appreciates him for focusing on the beauty he sees within her. Buddy and Carolyn have a date at a shooting range. Lester then discovers Carolyn's infidelity when they order a meal at the fast foods drive-thru. Buddy fears a costly divorce and ends the affair, while Carolyn is humiliated and simultaneously frustrated by her lack of professional success. Frank finds Ricky's recording of a nude Lester working out and becomes suspicious of their friendship, assuming that they are sexually involved after spying on their drug session. He viciously accuses Ricky of being gay and expels him from the house, to which Ricky defiantly agrees. Carolyn, driving home, withdraws a handgun from the glove box as she listens to a self-help tape. At home, Jane argues with Lester and Angela over Angela's sexual interest in Lester, when Ricky interrupts to ask Jane to leave with him for New York City, before he and Jane dismiss Angela as uninteresting and unattractive. Frank tentatively approaches Lester in the Bunham's garage, then breaks down and tearfully embraces him. Lester comforts Frank and gently rebuffs Frank's attempts to kiss him. Lester finds Angela alone and consoles her, then professes his attraction to her during their conversation. As he begins to undress her on the couch, she admits her virginity. Lester realizes that she had feigned being sexually experienced, and he cannot continue. He bonds with her as they share their frustrations. Angela goes to the bathroom as Lester smiles at a family photograph when an unseen figure shoots him in the back of the head at point-blank range. Ricky and Jane, who had earlier considered killing Lester themselves, find his body. Discovering the body herself, Carolyn hides in the master closet, discards her gun, and scholars and academics have offered many possible readings of American Beauty. Film critics are similarly divided, not so much about the quality of the film as their interpretations of it. 3 described by many as about the meaning of life, or the hollow existence of the American suburbs, 4. The film has defied categorization by even the filmmakers. Mendes is indecisive, saying the script seemed to be about something different each time he read it. A mystery story, a kaleidoscopic journey through American suburbia, a series of love stories. It was about imprisonment, loneliness, and beauty. It was funny, it was angry, sad. 5. Literary critic and author Wayne C. Booth concludes that the film resists any one interpretation. American Beauty cannot be adequately summarized as, here is a satire on what's wrong with American life that plays down the celebration of beauty. It is more tempting to summarize it as a portrait of the beauty underlying American miseries and misdeeds, but that plays down the scenes of cruelty and horror and balls disgust with mores. It cannot be summarized with either Lester or Ricky's philosophical statements about what life is or how one should live. 3. He argues that the problem of interpreting the film is tied without of finding its center, a controlling voice who unites all of the choices. NB1. 5. He contends that in American Beauty's case, it is neither Mendes nor Ball. 6. Mendes considers the voice to be Ball's, but even while the writer was strongly influential on set. 5. He often had to accept deviations from his vision. 6. Particularly ones that transformed the cynical tone of his script into something more optimistic. 7. With innumerable voices intruding on the original authors, Booth says, those who interpret American Beauty have forgotten to probe for the elusive center. According to Booth, the film's true controller is the creative energy that hundreds of people put into its production, agreeing and disagreeing, inserting and cutting. 3.